What's up everybody, welcome to SG Autos. Today we're going to be looking at a 2009 Honda Fit and seeing what we think. The Honda Fit first made its appearance in 2001 in Japan, and it was called the Honda Jazz. And then here in the United States, we didn't get it till 2007. When it came out, it had 107 horsepower. It was a 1.5 liter engine, and you could get it either in an automatic or manual, as you still can. And then in 2009, we got a facelift to this current model that we're looking at right here. Since then, there's been another update to that, but since we're looking at this car, this one now has 117 horsepower, so a little more, but not really anything to write home about. And it gets around 30 miles a gallon average, which is really good. It got a longer wheelbase than the older model, and it has a lot more interior room, which we will look at later. The seats in the rear have lots of configurations to allow for tons of space. This is one of the roomiest cars that I've seen for the size. Now that we're inside the car, it has a cool, funky vibe to it. This car was definitely focused on younger people. Not that older people can't drive it, but it was definitely focused on younger people. It has kind of a strange, weird interior, but at the same time, it's enjoyable. It's not ugly. It's not gross. There's lots of storage cubby holes. If you look right here, we have a top cubby hole. Then we have the regular one there, as well as space here. And if you look right here, it's got a cup holder. It also has cup holders down here, which we'll look at in a minute. And there's more cup holders here. This car has cup holders everywhere, which is awesome. That's one of the things we always look at when we look at a car, is how many cups we can fit, and will a Starbucks cup fit, which in this case it definitely will. I can have a lot of Starbucks cups in here. I would now like to draw your attention to one of my least favorite things about Hondas in general, and that's this. It will do that until the battery dies, or unless I close the door. But if your key's ever in it, it makes noise. If you leave your lights on, at least they're creative. They have different bongs and bings, but they're high-pitched and they're annoying. Doesn't that sound amazing? Let's listen to the other one. I like that one. Yeah. Now, taking a look at the interior of the car, I actually really like how it looks. Steering wheel's cool. Has cool designs here with like mesh kind of stuff on it. This one had aftermarket radio installed, of course, as you can see here, because it now has Bluetooth. With the base model, you don't get Bluetooth. I like the AC setup in here for the climate control. It's extremely simple. That's your fan. That's your temperature. That's where the air comes out. There's a big old AC button right there, and then you can decide in or out. It's all very mechanical feeling. It all clicks and makes a mechanical noise, and I like that. I feel like that's super simple. I feel like if it ever breaks, it's a super easy fix. So they did a good job with kind of making it cool looking, but making it simple looking too. Now, as far as cup holders go, like I was saying, we have cup holder here, cup holders down here, got a driver's cup holder over here, and then there's these guys down here. Now, these you would think are your main cup holders. The problem with these cup holders, and I don't have a cup to show you right now, is if it's anything taller than, I don't know, a small, it won't fit, because everything hits right here on this top. So these cup holders are almost useless, because let's be honest, we're in America, and we get everything in the largest size possible. So those cup holders are a little useless. That's probably where you'd throw your keys and your phone and all your extra junk. However, it does have 4 other cup holders you can use. Now, one thing with these cup holders I noticed is, if I can get you over here to look at it, they're kind of square. So if your cup is, well, most cups are round. So some cups aren't going to fit in there because of the square design. It doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. I've used several different cups in it, and it doesn't seem to be like a huge issue. Well, let's start this up and see what we think. There's our lovely bonging again. Now this one, as you can see, has 194,000 miles on it, which is high miles. But then again, this is Honda. Hondas and Toyotas are known for going high miles and being fine. And in this case, this car is actually in really nice shape. It runs perfectly, and it's fine. It does have high miles, but you would never know from driving it. One thing I am impressed with on this car is the sound system. It actually has a pretty good sound system. It's not a, you know, it's not a premium Mark Levinson or Bose or something, but for a base model car, the sound system is really good in this car. So if you're getting this for your daughter, or this is your first car, something like that, good sound system, which all of us young people, that's what we care about, right? Now in the back of the Honda Fit, it is a little tight. This is a compact car, so don't expect a huge back space. However, this is one of the roomiest compact cars I've been in as far as rear space. My feet are on the floor, and I don't know if you can see my knee. Usually in a car like this, my knee would be like up here. But in this car, because the floorboards are so low, because the roof is so high and the seats are so high, it allows me to have my feet down in almost a natural position like they should be. Now, behind the seat, adjusted for me, 6'3", with long legs, I can actually sit behind myself without my knees being crumped up against myself. They are touching the back of the seat, but if we move the seat up just a tiny bit, for someone that's even a more normal size, I'm comfortable. And this is in a compact car. I'm comfortable in the back seat. That's crazy. Now one thing I dislike, again, as a tall person, I'm a little different than most people, but under the seat here, the floor comes up to just below the seat. And so the seat is fixed. It moves forward and backwards, but it does not go up and down. There is no motion in the seat this way or this way. And for me, that makes it a little more difficult to fit. Get it? Fit? Honda Fit? Because of the seat. So one thing with this is if you need a lot of adjustment when you're sitting, if you need to be laid back, or if you have leg or back problems, this car might not work for you because it simply just doesn't give you a lot of options of how to move the seat. First impressions driving the Honda is that it's really fizzy. When you step on the gas, it's a really quick response, and it gives you a little kick. Now, it does only have 117 horsepower, so it's a very small kick, and it doesn't last very long. So you can be excited about going fast for about half a second, and then you're back to being slow again. This car will go, 70, 80 miles an hour on the highway, no problem. But it will take a little while longer to get there than some of the other cars on the road. However, you're going to get better gas mileage than they are, because again, this does around 30 miles to the gallon very easily. And on the highway, it is a little drony because again, it's a compact car. This is not a luxury car or anything. It is a compact car. They have done pretty good with making it quiet. It's not super loud. I've had other 4-cylinder engine cars that I've driven or that I've owned, and they were just crazy noisy. So they have deadened the sound down a little bit, but I wouldn't call it serene or meditative in here. It still is a little noisy. Now, as you can see right here, there's extra windows as well as a huge front window. This car has lots and lots of window and visibility, which is awesome. You can see everything out the front, Everything out the side. There is a little bit in the back where the rear pillars are that is a little bit of a blind spot, but it's forgivable because the front of this car has so much visibility, it's crazy. On the other hand, if you're in Texas and there's lots of heat, you might want to do some window tinting because this thing is going to be a greenhouse. Have you ever been driving your car and thought, man, I wish I had a full-size desk in here? Wish granted. Look at the size of this. I can't even reach all the way up there. This is an entire desk space. So thanks for watching with us today on SG Autos on this used review. I hope this was useful for you. If you're looking for a Honda Fit, or if you're looking for a small compact car like this, I would definitely consider the Honda Fit. It is a good car. They do have a good name for themselves. Like I said, they are a reliable and safe car, and they're easy to drive. If you're looking for, you know, your daughter's first car, or you're buying your own first car, this is a great car for you. It's super fun, has a good sound system, AC blows really well, it's super simple to use, there's nothing complicated, there's not a lot that's going to take your eyes off the road. This car helps you focus on what you're doing because there's just not a lot of knobs and buttons in here, and they're very easy to use and memorize, so you don't even have to look at them to do half the stuff that this car can do. So that's a good thing. This car does not have cruise control in the base models. Keep that in mind. If you definitely need cruise control, this car will not have cruise control for you. But other than that, this is a great car. Hey, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you next time.